Well, we are in sunny Miami, as you can see, although no hace mucho calor, which is nice, which is why we're outside. We brought Faranduleo with Becky Boricua outside, and we are here with
Um, uh,
Cuéntame.
Known as Omniscient.
Eso mismo te iba a preguntar. Tell me about the full
Omniscient.
name.
The full name is a 10-letter word.
Okay.
It's not that difficult, people. 10 letters, I know nowadays is a lot. 10 letters, Omniscient. But everyone calls me Om.
Okay.
But if you want to go check me out on platforms, you will have to write the entire name, which is Omniscient. Omniscient. You can put it down right there on the edits.
We will. It'll be right there during the whole interview, so people can look for you on Instagram and all of the other social media platforms. Cuéntame. First of all, since we're talking about the name, tell me a little bit about the name, where it came from, why you chose it, and any anecdota or anything that you have regarding the name.
Well, I mean, the name is it's a difficult thing with the name. Okay, First of all, business-wise, it's a difficult situation for me. It's something that I chose when I was trying to do music, not like for economy, just because out of love. So I chose a name that I felt like I deserved. Omniscient means all-knowing, like godly. So there's people that get me wrong. They're like, this dude,
Te creció.
yeah, this dude is too cocky. This dude is too... No, it's actually on the humble tip, because I know I will never be omniscient.
Smart.
So the whole point is that I'm trying to get there every day, especially music,
Right.
but in life. But every day I'm trying to be omniscient. So that's why I chose the name. But it's just very difficult because I'll go do festivals and there's like 20,000 people. And then I'm like, oh, omniscient. And they're like, man, I love this guy. And then they start trying to spell the name or look for me and then they can't find me.
Yeah.
So it's like a double entendre with that. But it's worked out great so far.
But I think it's also good because we keep people practicing with their spelling.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a 10-letter word, and it's like, come on, people, like, stop with the Lil J.
Exactly.
Lil Tron. Like,
Do the work.
Yeah, man. Like, look for me. Look for me. You want to hear me? Look for me.
Well, as we said, we are here in sunny Miami, which is, you are a native of Miami. And I
am.
lived here for a few years, and I come and go between LA and here. Cuéntame how it was growing in Miami. And I know that your music is basically part of Miami. So tell me a little bit more about your music, how it was growing up here, and how that reflects in your music.
Well, I'm going to say something that only Miami people will understand and understand. But I wasn't born in Miami to say. I was born in a place called Hialeah.
Okay, Hialeah es punto y aparte. Hialeah
Yeah,
es...
es la ciudad del progreso que sigue progresando, pero nunca se ha quedado igual. But the whole point is like people be like, yo, you Cuban, because you was born in Hialeah, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Cuban. But
He's a proud Puerto Rican, as we can see.
yes, slash. Born in Miami, but I've also lived in many places. Lived in New York, in Puerto Rico. I lived in Spain as well. So it's kind of like I grab all those influences that I've had in life and hearing things in different places. And like my music is not one centered thing. Like you can't put me in a box.
Okay.
Like I have Spanish albums with reggaeton songs, and then I have hip hop boom bap albums. I have songs that I collaborated with reggae artists. Like I'm everywhere, so it confuses people sometimes because they like to put you in una cajita.
Claro.
Pero
It makes it easier for them and for everyone else because it's like we put you in a little box and we know where to put you.
Yeah, but don't put me nowhere. You can't put me
and
nowhere.
I think it's also nice because I have interviewed a few artists where they're like, you can't. I was like, how would you categorize your music? And they're like, you can't really categorize it. Like I do everything, or I sing this, or I sing that, or whatever. Ese día me nace y me sale. Like that's what I'm gonna be doing. So. Why did you decide to do a little bit of everything? Is it just because you're so passionate about music in general?
Yes,
and
I
you
love
it all. Or?
You're really good.
Thank you.
I like your question because there's a different thing, right? There's people that do everything because they don't know who they are.
Exacto.
And they're trying to find a niche to kind of like get people to like them. Not my case.
Okay.
My case is I do what I do out of like artistry. I'm feeling the vibe, I want to do this. I'm feeling the vibe, I want to do this. I know who I am, but I love music so much. As a person who does music, how can I just stick to one sound? So I do that because I love it. I just love it, and if I could do it, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna do no R&B singing
Well,
over here. I'm
that's
not
what
like
I was gonna say.
I'm
Also,
like no singer.
I was gonna say also that it speaks highly of you as an artist, because if you're able to do all of these different genres, if you would so call them, it speaks highly of you, because there's also people like you said that try to go into different categories y simplemente no le queda, and that's also, you have to know your limitations. But hey, if you can do it all,
Exactly. No, but I know my limitations. Like I said, I'm not doing no R&B Barry White.
oh, okay.
I'm not coming over here.
No baladas, no baladas.
No estoy cantando, pero when you hear my reggaeton song, you're gonna like it. When you hear my boom bap hip hop song, you're gonna like it. When you hear what I do, you're gonna like it. And if you don't like it, it's just because you don't like me. But what I do is good. You know what I'm saying? But I don't overstress myself to do other things that I know I can't do.
Yeah, you know your
I'm not, like I said, I'm not Barry White. I don't have a singer. I'm not gonna do that. Pero sí tengo melodía en la voz. Tengo, like medio boricua que
Oye,
soy.
¿y salsa?
Y tú sabes que siempre me han dicho que debería hacerlo. And I've done a collabo. I did a collabo with Maurice Jimenez, Salud. Maurice Jimenez from Colombia. His father was a famous trombone player in Colombia. He used to play para Grupo Nietzsche, for everyone. So I've done that before, but they always tell me, tú tienes un son como que suena que puedes cantar salsa. You know what I'm saying? But no, I haven't done that yet.
Pero bueno, that's something that I think you should explore, because I think you could probably do salsa, or a variation of salsa, or a combination of salsa with something else. I love salsa. Yo también soy salsera más que urbano, and I love urban. Pero I think when people ask me, they're like, they assume because I've been in the music industry for so long, specifically urban, that everyone's like, you're very urban. And I'm like, no, if you knew me, like, you'd know that I'm like, at heart, a salsera. Yeah, and also from like the baladas from like the 90s and the early 2000s, like Ednita and all that kind of stuff. So, Ednita.
Yeah.
Pero, people are surprised to know that. So I think maybe that's something you can.
Let's see. Maybe next time you see me and her together, we're going to be in the studio and I'm going to be singing the salsa. She's going to be in the background like this.
And I want my credits. No, I'm just kidding. Pero cuéntame ahora, you've done a lot over the course of the years. You've collaborated with a lot of artists from different areas or different genres. What has been some of your favorite collaborations and why?
Oof. I don't know if I have, I have a lot of collaborations. And they're all like in different levels, I guess you could say.
For different reasons,
but to me, they're not. To me, everyone's like this. I don't see people in levels. I see people as them. But like, when it comes to hip hop, I always wanted to deal with this group. It's called Dead Prez. They're like an official hip hop pioneer group from the 90s. I mean, they have hits, but one of their biggest hits is Bigger Than Hip Hop. Is bigger than hip. We all know that, right? So I was able to. I wanted to get Stick on there, but I was able to get M1 on the song. And that was just like passion for me. And we family, you know what I'm saying? We stay in contact and all of that, which is great. Pero también tengo cosas como con mi hermano One Shot de Venezuela, who's one of the biggest Latin reggae artists, who used to play for Papa Shanti in Venezuela with the group, and now he does his solo stuff. But then we can go to like Miami stuff, where I've done songs with like Shadi. Also, let's not forget my collaborations with Locos por Juana, Anita Wee, you know what I'm saying? My brother, like, they gave me a chance at a time where it was difficult to give people a chance in certain situations. And man, before you knew it, because both our powers connected and exploded, we're walking red carpets in Los Angeles at the Staples Center for the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? So there's just so many collabos. But those collabos kind of like stick with me, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yayo, shout out to King, shout out to Giselle, who's on the album right now. My new album, Grow Music,
which we're gonna talk about shortly.
We will. This girl is incredible, not only as a human being. As soon as I saw her, I was like, yo, I gotta connect with her. And then now, through the years, like she just got an award like 2 months ago for being like one of the future writers in English and Spanish. By like Billboard or something like that. Like I can't keep track. The people I mess with, I can't keep track. We're just starting to get accolades here and there everywhere. And that's good.
That's great.
That means that we're dealing with good people. We're dealing with not only good people. I like to deal with like the person, but you gotta have skills.
Claro.
También, porque you could be a great person, pero
Si no tiene, no
si
tiene.
no, exacto, exacto.
You're just my friend.
Yes.
Pero cuéntame, now that we're talking about collaborations, what do you look for in an artist when you collaborate with them?
Okay, so I look for, first of all, this, like we just said, the skills, and you need to be good, you know. And you know, artist is taken like beauty. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Is that what they say? So is art.
Okay.
So I understand that. So I don't want to sound like crazy, but like I guess for me, then I look for what I feel is class, like as an artist. But second of all, also the personality, everything, and then you have to also vibe with what I do. Not kind of clash. I want to bring something else. I want the listener to have a breath of fresh air.
Fresh air.
You know, something different. So if you're gonna come on my track, you're gonna be like, whoa, he spits different, or she spits different than him, or now she's singing. So they're singing because he doesn't sing. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to accommodate and make my song different, so listeners can have something different to listen to.
Claro.
Aparte de yo, porque yo tengo canciones que soy solo. Entonces, so like I do harmonies, I sing hooks, I do all of that. But like when I bring someone in, you gotta kill me with the singing, because I'm not a singer.
Okay.
So that's why I collaborate with people like Giselle, or collaborate with people like I've just had different singers, and it's great. And I love dealing with poets, like poetry. I think poetry and hip hop just. Because hip hop is poetry, but it's spit in a different way. I love the calmness of a poet to come in on my songs, and then me come in on that.
Yeah.
You know.
So, do you usually look for the artist, or has it ever happened that they've reached out to you?
Oh,
and
no,
I ask because I like to work with a lot of emerging artists. So a lot of emerging artists do look at the interviews that I should, not that I'm trying to throw anyone at you, but I'm just saying, like, is it
But
more of a process?
She's a stupid poet.
I'm pitching people right now. No. How does it work? Do you usually are you open, I guess, to
Yeah.
artists?
So let me give you an example. I have a brother of mine. It's called Kingdom Come, right? Artist. He's from Miami. He's living in Nashville now. He's on my new album. This is how it happens. He reached out to me business-wise. It happens like that. It either happens that they reach out or I reach out. There's many
Okay.
ways, but this is an example. He reaches out to me maybe like 6 years ago, and he's like, "Yo, I want you on this single," and we do the business thing and this and that, and then I go to the studio, and before you know it, me and him become brothers. So we go ahead and we record an album together called Cabin Fever, and then right now we're about to release a single that we recorded the video in Mexico City.
Oh.
I heard you're half Mexican.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, recorded the video in Mexico City y en la pirámide de Tijuana.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing. He just shot me the video like a couple days ago, and I'm like,
That's
yes.
awesome.
So it happens that way. It happens that most of the times it happens that if I collaborate with you, you're gonna be part of my family.
That's awesome. I love it.
Because I don't only deal with like artistry, I deal with like if we're gonna deal with this, let's keep it moving and
Claro.
keep the ball moving. Another person that the same thing happened was is Thurston Howard III. You know, he's part of the Low Life crew, one of the creators, one of the like the Polo. I don't know if you know that Low Life Polo. Okay, so he's like, you know, another hip hop staple. You know what I'm saying? And then when we see each other, it's like,
Perfect.
yeah. And we've already done like 3 songs together, and it just like the response we get for them is incredible. But not only that, it's the relationship that I keep with them.
Claro.
And I try and do that with everyone.
So you really try to not do like one-offs where it's like, I mean, it can happen,
I mean,
but
if the paycheck is worth it, then you know.
Pero lo digo porque there's a lot of people, there's some artists that are like, well, no, you know, I'm only gonna collaborate with artists that I reach out to because I like to do my own research or whatever the situation may be. That's why I was asking you. But also,
No, but when I get, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But when I get reached out to, I also do research.
Claro,
Because
claro.
it doesn't-
Obviamente quieres saber quién.
It doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter if you pay me what you pay me. Si no vale la pena, I'm not
Claro.
gonna do that to myself.
Claro.
I've already maintained myself and been so secure, or like of maintaining my bubble and my persona.
Yeah, it's your
that I'm-
reputation as an artist.
Exactly. There you go. That's the word, reputation.
I'm big on reputation, so I totally get what
I
you
am
mean.
not gonna just break that because this fulano de tal es
Salió de la
pues,
nada y quiere-
no, y tiene a alguien que le está poniendo dinero,
Yeah.
está bien, pero bro, you're basura.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
totally.
I'm
Yeah, because it affects
basura
you.
to me.
Yeah, it affects you and your image.
But sorry, I cut
as an
you
artist.
off.
No. I think it's important to mention as well. So now let's talk. Now that we know a little bit more about you, tell me about this new album, which is titled "Grown Music," but there's a baby on the cover. So how does that correlate, or what is the significance behind
Well,
that?
first of all, I'm glad to see that a lot of people have been excited. It just so for people that don't know, the album just dropped while we're recording
Yes.
this. It just dropped 2 days ago, and the response has been great. A lot of people were waiting for me, and I kind of like made them wait. You know what I'm saying? Because let's keep it real. It's been a weird 2-3 years.
Yeah.
COVID, you know, everything that brought COVID.
That came with COVID.
Everything that I do, COVID just went.
Yeah.
Blah. Like, you know, live shows, no. Hosting in clubs, no.
In-person interviews, which is right now we're able to do that.
No. Gatherings at places, no.
Yeah.
Like everything that I do was shut up. So I had to like hone into myself, and that kind of like started bringing this album to life more. And I recorded it through the process, and I haven't dropped an album in like 2 years and a half.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a minute, and it's not because I don't have the work or put in the work or have the music. It's just because I chose to choose the right time and the right music to compose. Grown music, let's get to that. Grown music is because it is a healthier, more grown-up style of an album.
Okay.
You understand? Like, I'm not coming over here. I've done it before, don't get me wrong. Everyone that knows me knows is the fiesta. But I'm not over here talking about the clubs. I'm not over here talking about Molly Percocets. I'm not over here. This is more like relationship situations, life situations, family, things that we all go through. And within there, then I'll have a couple tracks that I am spitting the yam. You know what I'm saying? But it's mostly for like people that like to listen and like hone in.
I feel like I remember things that never happened. It's like the Matrix when I'm rapping. Love the money that I'm grabbing with the salmon salad. Miami to Puerto Rico and the Cayman Islands. And this is motivation, Poppy, this is not for bragging. We've been doing this since pants sagging. Since the two-door beamers with socks matching. It's my DNA, Papa. Yeah, don't matter what the outcome is. I'm the East Coast alchemist. See, the problem is nothing, and that's the problem. No problem, no solving needed. There's no job for Alvin.
Now, grown up doesn't mean nothing with age. Grown up, you see, you can have a 20-year-old who's grown up.
Totally.
We've all known that, right? And then you can have a 30-year-old that's still a child. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about age, it's a state of mind, and it's a state of music quality as well. I'm not trying to sound like everyone. I'm not doing music to be in the club or in the radio. I'm doing music that I felt good with as a grown-up, and that I feel like grown-ups are gonna
relate to, yeah.
And it's been happening. That's all the response I've been getting. I'm happy for that. Also, you know, my fellas, I love my fellas, but I've always been known to make music for the ladies. Like, I am a ladies man. Like, I am a ladies man. Like, first of all, I never do it because of this, but let's keep it real. Women buy more music than men.
Totally, 100%.
But I never do it for that. I just do it because that's what I'm holding into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I learn from my relationships and situations in life, and I write them down. And I think women relate a lot more to my music than men. Men do, but they just keep it on the hush.
Exactly.
Like, ahí en el cuarto. You know what I'm saying?
Women blast it all over the place.
Women
We
are like,
cry,
no,
we feel it, everything.
That shit was just, good. That's all. Estaba bien cabrón. Oh, again, sorry. But yeah, so having the baby on there, it's like a metaphor, because once again, it's not about age. It doesn't matter how old you are. I think we still always hone into having a child within us, and revert back to that and bring it and do it better. So this album is that. This is me doing a musical attempt, I think, at a better pace. And I only have one producer on there. I produce with him. I have production on there, but like, he's the producer.
Okay.
His name is Dots. I've been working with him for like, I've known him for a while, but I've been working with him for like 5 years. And when I first started working with him, he's not the Dots that he is today. He had the knowledge, but he didn't have the skills yet that he has today. So this album, I know if I wish he was here, because I would say this in front of him and he would say, you're right. This album really represents him and me to the fullest. and I'm glad. You
On
know
a
what I'm
more,
saying?
would you say it's on a more maybe mature level? Both of you guys?
Yes, mature not only here and in life, but also him realizing what he needs to do.
Okay.
He's not sampling hardly. He plays a lot of things out. The sound is it's very different. It's very alternative style hip hop. Like I have people hitting me up. They're like, "Yo, I don't know how to categorize this," and my response is, "Don't."
No, and you're also perfect. That means I'm doing my job.
Yes, yes. Like I don't know what this sounds like. Good.
Good. It's my own sound.
Exactly. So I'm glad. You know, big ups to Docs once again. We recorded like maybe 60% in my studio in Della Casa Studios.
Okay.
And then like the other, once he has an amazing studio actually out here in beautiful Doral. We're in Doral right now. Good Tone Studios.
Okay.
And we recorded the rest there, and then we did the damn thing. We did the damn thing.
That's awesome. And like you said, the album just dropped about 2-3 days ago, and it's very, very new. And you've been seeing the acceptance of the public and the reaction of it. ¿Qué pasa ahora? En el 2023 lanzaste el disco. Are we talking about now? You're in the middle of obviously a press junket, and media tour. But what's gonna happen now? Are you ready to get back into shows? What are your plans for this year?
So, I don't know when this comes out, but then again, it doesn't matter. I have already like 4 shows lined up.
Nice.
The one in Miami, not for nothing, I love my city, but I'm very picky in performing in my city.
Okay.
You know, because I did a lot at the beginning.
Okay.
So now I'm like very picky in performing in Miami. But I do have a show on the 25th, I believe, of February. It's in a very cool place. It's a brewery in Miami called Lincoln Beers, and they produce their own beer and they do all of this. So there's a good hip hop vibe there. Shout out H2O, shout out North, and the whole crew. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna show my face and I'm gonna kill that stage. Beyond that, I have things set up in North Carolina and in Georgia as well. And then now I'm working on something in New York, and then maybe with you now, I'll take my ass to the West Coast.
I know, right?
You know?
No, yeah, definitely. Let's do something in LA. Pero hablando de performances and us coming back to real life, what was it that you missed the most? Was it the performances? Or just in general, the interaction with the public? I think
I miss all of that. I miss so much, like the being here only for a week or two and then leaving for 2. That, like, once again, COVID done stopped that, and then now we're starting to come back, because not only I was touring a lot. Not only do I tour for Omniscient, I tour with Locos por Juana. So it's like a double thing, you know what I'm saying? And they're heavy on doing shows. Like, it's an amazing band. So I miss all that. I kind of miss the talking basura with the dudes, and at the beginning we're all like, yeah, and after 6 days we're all looking at each other like, like I'm staying in the room with him, not with him, and this and that. I miss the green rooms. I miss the interactions and the taking pictures, and I miss the energy that you get from the fans on stage. I miss all of that, and we're starting to come back to that, and that's what's coming. As your question, that's what's coming for me now. I'm gonna start touring more. I'm gonna start promoting this album, and I already have an EP lined up.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm coming in heavy in 2023. Because I didn't take the time off, like I told you, because I didn't have music, or I did it because more I was like rejuvenating my mind, my senses with everything, and getting ready for this. And now I'm ready for this.
So you mentioned a few states that you're going to be visiting, obviously besides Miami. Are there any works? You did mention obviously the West Coast. Has that ever been an idea of a place that you've wanted to kind of enter or work in? And what about Puerto Rico? Do you see anything there, or Puerto Rico's not really something you're feeling when it comes to your music? Or cuéntame un poquito más de eso.
No, yeah, Puerto Rico is definitely a place I'm feeling. I mean, how can you not feel Puerto Rico? And Puerto Rico is like, we are just like you know, we have everything, everything. Like, we have the #1 artist, right? And then we have the illest underground.
Exacto.
So don't get it twisted. So when it comes to Puerto Rico now, I'm happy to say I'm working on an album with Nuff Said. mi hermano.
Oh.
He's known. I don't know if he likes this or not because you know when you get referenced as someone else, but he's basically the Latin premier, DJ
Okay,
premier.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's the boom bap king of Latino America. He's worked with. I mean, I didn't even know he had worked with Canserbero from Venezuela.
Oh.
Rest in peace. But he's worked with like Apache. He's worked with like a million Puerto Rican artists that are amazing. And then I had the chance to work with him earlier on a song, but now we're actually working on an album. So when I went to Puerto Rico like 3 months ago, de una, porque cuando yo me meto en el estudio no juego. De una, he was like, damn, papi, and I'm like, yeah, this is how we do.
Follow along, we'll get
Yeah,
lost.
5 songs in 2 hours, 5 songs. Now
Wow.
ideas, you know, one of them might have just had a hook, one of them might have had a verse, and then like 2 songs were complete, but we put in work. And he was like, yeah, papi, let's get it. You
I
know,
love that.
so yeah, Puerto Rico's on the map.
Okay.
Puerto Rico's on the map. I got my boy Dre out there, Andres Bendición. He's gonna be helping me out. Nuff Says gonna be helping me out. And then I have so many ties into the island. You know what I'm saying? Divine from the RBG in New York, Yayo out here in Miami. Like, there's people that I could always reach out and like coordinate
Really,
something, and
yeah,
that's already
hone
in my
in,
mind.
yeah.
Like, get out of my mind.
And we did not talk about this before,
At
so
all.
it's not like
Actually,
you told me.
I saw you like 3 minutes before we started recording, so we didn't speak about
We
anything.
didn't talk about that because sometimes it's like, oh, they talked about it before, por eso lo
Yeah, they
digo.
planned it.
Pero
No, there's
pero
no
no,
plan.
that literally was unplanned. Pero when it comes to concerts, are you looking to do Puerto Rico también?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've only performed in Puerto Rico once. La Respuesta en Puerto Rico. That's where I jumped on stage once when Siete Nueve Bendición, bro. So he was performing, and I got called up to go on stage. I think and Upset was DJing the show. Siete Nueve was performing. The crowd
Wow.
was lit. You know, Siete Nueve is a legendary underground artist out there, como, you know, like Intifada, all of that. So it was all that section. And I rocked in Puerto Rico, and I felt like I need to come back to rock my own show, and I haven't
Totally.
done that yet.
Totally. That's
I
why I
haven't
was
done that.
asking you because I feel like you have so much now that you can go back and do it. But I obviously I ask because I never know like what you have in the works and what you're thinking of or what you have in the map for 2023. So it's nice to know that. Pero let everyone know where they can find you on social. I know you said it at the beginning and it's going to be on the screen, but again, they can find you on all of the social media platforms as well as the streaming platforms because you guys have to take a listen to his new album.
Yes.
So cuéntale todos, spell it once again, even though it's on the screen.
So there's a thing here, right? You can find me on all platforms, meaning IG, Facebook, Twitter, things like that. I will be Omniscient
Okay.
305.
Okay.
Okay, so it's OMNISCIENT 305.
305.
But if you're looking at me music-wise, like on Apple or Spotify, something
Okay.
like that, you just spell Omniscient.
Okay.
You know, because that's my artist name. 305 is just not my artist.
You're just claiming your city on
It's Dade
social.
County. But beyond that, yeah, if you're gonna go to Spotify, if you're gonna go to Apple Music or something like that, you put Omniscient and that's it. And you will see my face there. You click on it, and you go listen to Grown Music, which is a new album, and go listen to everything else that I've done. I mean, I've worked with so many people. I have EPs produced by SB Killer,
Wow.
who's like multi-platinum producer, Nori's producer. I mean,
Yeah.
we all know Boricua,
Yeah, Morena.
Dominicano,
Colombiano.
Yeah, like that's one of his hits.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so like to have people like him be like, I want to work with you, and then when I get in the studio, he'll tell me like, yo, I work with very few people that are like you, and to have your solitude in the booth and go in hard. And this man, I'm like, for real? He's telling me that, and he's had people like Busta Rhymes, Method
Yeah,
Man.
it's a lot.
It
It makes you feel good because it speaks good about you
lets
as an
me
artist.
know that I'm good.
Yeah, that
I'm
you're
on the
doing
right
good,
path.
yeah.
I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying? And I chose right on my path, and I'm appreciative and humbled for that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, not.
And
Because I know what the hell I'm doing.
so just to end the interview, I want to ask you, is there a specific market that you'd like to enter as an artist that you haven't haven't really looked into or even discovered? It's just like maybe on that little list that you have.
So that's difficult because once again, I don't like to be placed in certain
Yeah.
situations, and I've already entered markets. Like I've entered the Spanish market, I've entered the English. Like playing with locals, I already entered the Spanish. Then also me dropping like a Spanish album. Um, it's called Una Noche Especial. You know what I'm saying? LP. That I entered the Spanish album genre there. I'm already in hip hop English. I've done collaborations with like British artists that are like really big,
Wow.
alternative like stuff. I've done salsa. Like it's like I've done so much that I don't know. But one thing that I have been doing is I've been honing in a lot lately in the last year on like plant medicine. Yes, I have. And then I've kind of like learned that there's like a whole musical and things that I already love. It's like more spiritual sounds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And things like that, which I already always loved. And then I hear what's going on and I'm like, well, I could do that, but like
Yeah.
triple and then bring my lion force on that, like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that would be a
Maybe
place.
that's the next market that you're entering.
I know that there's like a lot of festivals and things like that where they do, and I would love to go into that realm. You know what I'm saying? Like I've already been part of grassroots festivals.
Oh, okay.
I did the North Carolina. I did the Trumansburg in New York. I've done the one in Virginia Key in Miami. So I'm already in there, but like that's a little deeper. You know?
Solidify
Like,
it a little bit
we're
more,
not
yeah.
gonna go into the plant medicine thing, but if you know what I'm talking about, then
You
you
know
know
what
what I'm
you're
talking
talking
about.
Bueno, un placer para mí poder platicar contigo. Thank you for coming all the way out here.
Bendición.
It was a pleasure to, first of all, meet you and get to chat with you and learn a little bit more about you. Pero definitivamente we'll be sharing more about his performances and any other news that he might have. We're going to be sharing it on Faranduleo, so make sure to follow us. Y gracias.
Faranduleo. Make sure you keep following her and then do the reciprocation. and shit. I don't even know if that's the right word, but my green tea is perfect, by the way. Bendición.
Bueno, gracias.